Ready.
Ready. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. We'll call this to order. Roll call. We are all three here. So let's raise the flag. Who's in business?
Heavenly Father, once again, we thank you, Lord, for all that you do for us. We're blessed upon this community, and we ask your blessing on this meeting. Ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do you have any citizens' comments? Well, we'll move on. We got what, 3 sets of minutes, one from the 3rd, the 7th, and the 19th. Missing one sheet of paper.
It should be on the other side.
Oh, I guess I'm not missing a sheet of paper. I didn't know that.
Just abstain from voting from the 19th meeting.
Well, we'll split them out.
Yeah, I'm making a motion on the 3rd and 7th to approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion to approve the August 19th minutes.
All right, I'll second one. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any abstain?
I'll abstain, yeah.
All right,
Won't do that very often, do
no, not very often. Okay. Discussion with Marcus Williams, Chief of Patrol, regarding a position on 911. Donnie, that's you.
Good morning, probably. My name is Marcus Williams. I'm the police chief for the Kickapoo Tribe of Oklahoma. I guess we have to go back a little bit, maybe about 6-7 months ago. There was a conversation that I had whenever the Kickapoo Tribe entered into a contract with the 911 center. We came over because we just felt we wanted to help. About 90-ish% of our activities for the tribe is in Lincoln County, so I figured it only makes sense for us to dispatch through Lincoln County instead of constantly switching radio channels back and forth. That contract ended up happening. We did it, and then we immediately started to have issues, and things would come up. And so ultimately, at the end of that contract, I decided that I just felt we needed to terminate that and just kind of go back to what we were doing before. But in the middle of that, I was asked by the 911 center about the possibility of maybe some funding for a position. Well, sure. If 90-something% of our activity is in Lincoln County, the tribe was going to pay for a position in the 911 center that was going to be a Kickapoo Tribe Oklahoma employee. And so the conversation with the former director. I don't know the title of the gentleman who was there before, but we went back and forth about an MOU. Everything that I was told that was wanted was in the MOU. I personally wrote the MOU. Our tribe attorney general signed off on it. And then it kind of went away. And so I've learned recently that some of that was blamed on me, that I didn't want to do it, but I work for a tribe that gave me an order to do it. So I don't know how I could go back on what my leadership told me to do, but that was just kind of the uncovering of a lot of issues that I had, and that kind of ultimately what led to me wanting to separate and go back to what we were doing. But Thursday, as I was saying, we work so much in Lincoln County, it only benefits us. And so we are now back in Potawatomi County where we are, but we just don't have the call volume over there. And so going forward, I think that it's only fair that if the tribe, we have tribal lands in Oklahoma, Lincoln, Potawatomi County. My vision is to just pay and then split it between the three counties that we work the most, with Lincoln County probably being the heavier side, and the possibility of going back to the table and rediscussing this position again, because I think it does benefit the county, it benefits the people of the Kickapoo tribe, and overall law enforcement. I knew at the time it was very short-staffed over there. I don't know if it still is, but we just had a lot of back and forth about the contract. And what I learned last week is nothing what was told or what was said is even true. And so I left my laptop, ran off and left it on my island at home, but I brought all the email correspondence, everything was there. So didn't know if that was something that the county was interested in. I'm learning that there's two bodies that kind of govern that center. So I'm not really sure how that thing works, but that's kind of from my perspective. We want to be a good partner. We have funds to help. We just want to do it right. And when I make an agreement with the person, I expect the person to hold up to what they say it is. And don't come to me a few weeks later or a month later saying different stuff than what we talked about. And that's ultimately what led to me wanting to let the contract expire and go back to what we were doing before. So I'll answer any questions if there is some. But like I said, the Kickapoo Nation wants to be a partner to anybody that wants to partner with us.
Well, I think it'd be fantastic to partner with you. And the 911 authority definitely needs some help. We're trying to figure that out right now. So they're a trust, but under Title 60, they have little to no oversight from the county. So that board is standalone, they get their own money, they do their own thing. So we can't do much, but there are two board members. I'm a non-voting board member, and we have a board member there that are.
Is there a vision for that to happen, to come under county control?
Yeah, there's a legal issue that we just gotta figure out. We were gonna do a vote of people, but they repealed the law that would have allowed us to do that. So now we're gonna either have to have a judge or the board itself unanimously vote to disband. So we got some working through to do. They definitely need a lot of help. They need a lot of new equipment and all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah, and I tried to bring $4 million to that center and got ghosted. So
yeah,
I mean, so hearing this, it's like it's kind of hard to hear it. And then I opened the door for that. And
right, absolutely. I tell you what, let's get together.
absolutely.
Dale Carter.
I ran off and they're in my car, but I'll give you my cell phone number. You can call or text me anytime.
Okay, yeah. We'll put it on there, and then I'll get a hold of you, and then this week's kind of a busy week.
Yeah, it's Monday. I have no idea what I'm getting ready to walk into, and I get back to my office. So.
Next week, I'll work on getting a hold of you, and I'll get you to a 911 meeting, and we'll try to figure something out.
All right.
I think you're on the agenda for this 911 meeting too, aren't you?
Yeah, the upcoming one. Yeah. So I'm gonna come back and kind of explain because I want to be a partner, but I don't like what I heard last week about some of the conversations that was told to them, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's make it out. I'll get a hold of you for Wednesday then.
Absolutely.
And whether I'm at that meeting or not, I'm still waiting for the city, but
Okay.
we'll see if we can figure those out.
All right, I'll wait for that. I look forward to it.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
I do have a question,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned providing a person for that. Would you want it to be your employee, or would you just make a financial donation to the board to be able to fund the position?
The vision was either or,
Okay.
because I mean, I posted the job internally, not a single tribal member applied for it, but so the idea would be great to have someone who, but I also knew that was an option, but I
Yeah.
told them, hire someone
Okay.
and I'll fund the position because
Okay.
they're just my employee. And then I even gave the autonomy in contract to where I'm not gonna entertain a person who's gonna go somewhere who represents me and you're gonna go do funny stuff. The director was gonna have the authority to discipline up to termination as long as I knew about it.
Yeah.
That was even in the contract. But
Okay.
so I mean, I think all the boxes were checked.
Yeah.
Just
Sounds good.
somebody was asleep at the wheel and now I'm getting blamed for that. And that's just not, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
Well, let's get it out in Wednesday's meeting and we'll see. if that works out.
absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
There's no action taken, but you have any more discussion on that? Okay. Well, we got an update on our opioid abatement grant.
I'm gonna let Judy address this.
Yes, because challenge, okay, so. I lead with the positive or anyway. We are not, I wanna begin with, we are not where we were last summer. Because we made steps, thinking this was I made a contingency. So having said that, state cuts came through and Gateway is going to close. I mean, they're dissolving completely, they're gone. And they're in that process, it'll be as of September 30th, so. They're in a closeout referral process, so we're basically losing our SUD provider. Having said that, we're in a different place. Because the Empowerment Center is covered under grants and is the counties. We now have the capacity to entertain new providers. There's actually two possibilities. I just found this out Thursday afternoon, but I have a response back from the CEO of Redemption that's handling the jail contract right now. They're wanting to come to the table and have conversations. And then I've reached out to Creops. So Creops is a gateway, but it's a broader, so has the capacity for state certified SUD coordinating with the courts and everything. And traditionally, they hadn't been in Lincoln County, but they now have a Stroud office. And then the other issue what helped an organization like Creops navigate this is about a month ago, they went privatized. So they're not dependent on the state. Basically, what the state came through and said, we're not only gonna not pay for the last 6 months of work that you've already provided. We're not gonna be able to do any new contracts in order to try to balance their budget. So it impacted 24 different agencies across the state. So everybody's having a problem. So as you'll see here, I've sent an email to Creops. We're gonna bring them to the table. We're gonna talk with Redemption. The ideal scenario would be to collaborate with both agencies. So we don't have our eggs in one basket. If they have the capacity, because everything's tied to funding outcomes. So it's not like just going to a different grocery store, do they have the capacity to meet the grant outcomes? And I think either one could, but I think the stronger approach would be the two. And then our new grants that we haven't heard from yet, they were written in a way that if we needed to change out providers, we had that opportunity. So we're in a good position. I'm not personally in a good position because I'm only 50% covered under the abatement grant. So I'm losing half my income. But having said that, we should hear from either one of the federal grants because they're supposed to start paying out as of October 1st. So, and then I have another project that I can work on. So the goal here and what I will be doing is I'm going to make sure that Gateway only bills for services provided. So they have to meet the ground outcomes. They can't just say, hey, we're gonna do people. And then I will, work on trying to figure out if we can get somebody in there so we have limited interruption of services. Because this directly, as we know, impacts our specialty courts. And so I want to make sure that we don't have what we had last summer when they just were hit with this crisis and we had so many relapses. We ended up with more people back in jail because of just complete shutdown of services. So that's in a nutshell where we're at on this. There's really no action to take at this point until we find out who's the strongest collaborative agency. Any questions?
The federal grants, they out in October, for start.
If we get awarded, yes.
If we get awarded, so we
Yes.
haven't been awarded those yet.
No, we're waiting any days. We should get.
What's the backup plan?
The backup plan is we still have abatement money, so we have aging money and it's only $150,000 a year. I don't say it covers me part-time, but this is not a part-time job. It's okay, you guys. I really hope you know by now, I'm here because this is my community, so I'm ready to see this through. And then I'll write for other options if we don't get those awarded. We qualify because of our need for so many options. And then I'm looking at building some new collaborations. Our new DA that's coming on board is very much wants to be engaged in this, and so that can help us as we look at BGA funding opportunities as a county, so. Any other questions?
Yeah, and state level and. Don't know what happened up there, this was said bounce in the budget, but. We're not at the end of,
Mine,
yeah,
$8 million went away.
Okay.
Nobody seems to know where it hit money, and the Gateway just doesn't have the capacity.
sure,
They're just not a big enough agency, even though we've been around for 40 years. To be able to pull themselves out of this. So it's really sad. I mean, it's really, really sad. But I'm hoping Creoks will give us some good opportunity. Redemption.
yeah, absolutely.
Where all does the 150,000 go?
So it covers me part-time for all of this development work and the coalition work and everything. It covers a peer CM2, basically case manager that helps on the treatment side, handle all of any of the support for recovery support that they're qualified for. It also handles a part-time peer. So that's a 20-hour week peer. So, because it's a peer pipeline. So basically they were identifying, we were doing really good. I mean, like to the point that other counties want to follow this model moving forward. The AG office wants. So basically somebody who has held some sobriety and is really making positive steps forward, have the opportunity to train and become basically a peer mentor. And they can go through the state certification process. So there's 2 stipends for individuals to train. Then there's a part-time position, and then there's that full-time position that kind of oversees and carries that project. And then it covers the lease and the operational cost. We can't just do that alone because it falls under that clinical model. And so that's where we need an agency to step in and because that was the match Gateway was providing. They were paying my benefits and matching my salary because of trying to develop all of this. And then they were providing the clinical support to oversee and supervise these people and make sure that they were meeting the requirements for the court mandated treatment. So now, when we move forward and get funding, so we should get the CASA grant, which they've already released the next year cycle, so I will work on the second one even. It will cover all the clinical pieces. So when you think of somebody like Crete or anybody, so you think about a new provider, they have a location and they have operational costs. And then they just have to bring that clinical piece to it. And then those positions are funded. That help support the AGP piece, but if we get CASA, everything's covered. And so an agency can step in and know that, hey, they can do this without stretching themselves thin. So I really tried to follow all the technical assistance and put us in a position of power rather than always being reactive, so that we could be selective. So when we came into an opportunity, when we face this issue, we could help a little competition arise and do what's best for us, rather than just having to kind of scrounge for crumbs.
Sure.
So anyway, that's mine. Didn't want to be at this position, but it's not fatal.
Well, thank you for what you do. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And, you know, less people we return to jail, the better off. they're.
Yeah.
So. All right, anybody else have questions? Thank you so much.
I might have one more question.
Oh.
So if we don't get the funding in October, how much longer can you make it part-time, full-time? I mean, that's a lot of work. So, I mean, what are we gonna do if we don't get it? Are you gonna need? I mean, would you like more money? Are you gonna ask more money? What are we gonna do at that point?
I have faith that we're not gonna get to that point.
Okay.
And if my daughter and son-in-law have to feed me.
Tell them I'll pitch in and help.
My biggest struggle and why the rest of my position is matched in those federal grants is obviously because I tell them 65 any benefits. And so that's my, but it's okay, we'll figure it out. I'm a woman of faith. I honestly probably, I mean, I'm just a woman of faith. We have come so far. And there are other funding options, and we're gonna figure this out. I really don't wanna dip in this summer into the settlement funding. Just in case we need to have it in a match, because I don't know exactly all the grants moving forward in this part.
She already puts in way more time than she's getting paid for. I mean.
Yeah.
And. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Wow, and it's an honor, it's a privilege, it's really been exciting. So,
Thank you.
that's the minor setback.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
All right, so we got a Prodigy Food Service amendum for the sheriff. What changed?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Do you know what-
Okay.
I think Karen is the one who brought that to me. I think Karen is the one who brought that to me.
Well, maybe it's a good idea for you guys to go over it. I mean, if you need to wait till another meeting, we can do that.
Yeah, can we go ahead and table it? And we will table, so we go in, so I can look at it.
Yeah, all right, so we'll table this to the next meeting. You need a motion on that, I guess.
You want to make a motion to table it,
That's what,
the Prodigy food, then not, to be September 8th.
If you want me to look at it.
all right,
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
All right, discussion possible action on approved Canadian County Children's Justice Center Authority Agreement.
It looks like they transferred to a trust, so they sent a new.
Okay, so they got their jail under trust now. Assumption agreement. Assignment assumption, so this is basically. An agreement that's saying they are assuming the agreement that was already made. And they can.
Okay, make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Just me on that one. All right, so we got a reimbursement contract with the.
Basically the grant award documents.
This, okay, well, this is the. Truck up,
There was awarded 15,000, I think.
nice.
And that's something that the commissioners apply for the sheriff's department,
Sheriff's office applies for it.
they do.
Yeah, and all grants have to come through.
Bill does a good job.
Sure does.
He's looking works hard.
Yeah. I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's just me on that one. All right, resolution accepting insurance proceeds from the health. Insurance repair. $2,986.21 we put in. To our deductible account. 16875 will be paid to them.
They're entertaining replacing their whole roof with that.
Do what?
They're entertaining replacing their whole roof with that. Their existing roof is about 30 years old. They've been getting some information. On.
Yeah.
replacements.
The company that worked on the roof. At the fairgrounds, or that helped design. We called them and had them come out and look at it to see. What their recommendation would be. What the life of that one is and put together some estimates for them. They ask you for somebody. So they're supposed to be putting together some stuff.
Is that the same company that it took them over? That's the same company that we had to wait until, the beginning of this year to pay him for our last year's project.
This is the architectural company.
Yeah, this is the design company, not the construction company that we're talking to. You know, good with all of it. I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. County Health Department and Rural Wellness Stroud Incorporated contract.
There's 3 copies there.
That's with the Stroud Hospital. Yeah, which is just the X-ray agreement that we do every year for the Stroud Hospital. So.
All good? Make motion to approve.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alright. 5-2 management donation to Lynn County Fair Board. The bill was like $150 over what they had the PO for, and so she just reached in and $133.92, so she just out of her account paid for it, said she didn't want to pay back, but. Yeah, since they brought us something like a color donation.
Okay, to make a motion to accept that donation.
I'll second.
Well, I don't think so.
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, where are we at on the burn ban? Did the rain screw us up any?
No, according to the drought map, we're still D2, which is considered severe drought. In order to get out of a severe drought, we have to have at least 7 to 10 inches. To begin that process, we only got 1.15 according to our mesonet in Chandler. I know that during the rain on Saturday, we did have a grass fire where they had to come in and cut down trees in the middle of it because of lightning strikes. And then on Saturday, we even had it came out as a 5 to 6 acre grass fire that spread. So our fire momentum is not slowing down. You got to keep in mind that even though we did get rain, and I would like the citizens to keep this in mind, even though we did get rain on Saturday, the evaporation rate is higher than the rate of which the water can soak into the soil. So your grass might be getting that, but your groundwater is not. It's not replenishing anything underneath that soil. So we are still considered a drought.
Okay. Well, we're doing this today because it only has, what, a 14-day window,
Yes.
so this will get us to our next meeting and we can.
Our triple digit temps are not helping.
Yeah.
us at all. So,
Yeah, the risk of the firemen being out fighting a fire in this is what scares me the most.
absolutely, because you get those first couple of inches of your ground will get that moisture, which makes it sludgy. So you get a brush truck out there, it gets stuck,
Yeah.
and you're in more trouble than you were before.
Right,
Yeah.
alright,
I'll make a motion to approve the countywide burn ban resolution.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
When you get to sign this one.
I know it.
Support it this time.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe all the Facebook took guys will leave me alone.
There you go. Do what I do, go knock on their door.
Do what?
Do what I do.
Yeah.
Go knock on their door. Alright. Parking around the courthouse.
They did come restripe it Saturday. We only lost 3 spaces, but before the resurface and the parking lot addition, we had 21 spots and now we're up to 32.
Whenever they measured them the first time, they're 9-foot spots, but when you do 9 foot at an angle, it ends up only being 6 foot between the lines. And there was a room, so they had to come back and restripe it. Yeah,
It's a little tight back there.
yeah. Yeah. I think
It was okay to get the car in, but to get out of the car, was a little bit from
That's why you have a hatchback.
Well, it's good, I'm glad we improved, we got a few more spots, so
Yeah.
that'll help.
I don't know if it's because I'm in the public more here, but I get calls and messages very often about Lincoln County employees parking around the courthouse and taking up all the parking. Are we gonna enforce that?
Let's start with having the individual officers ask their employees to park around back.
In the elected officials meeting, I was hoping to talk about if are we going to, like the sheriff's department should get a few pretty close parking spots over here. I feel like, I mean, are we gonna try to designate some of that? It's something I would like everybody to talk about, think about, and if we're gonna give designated spots or just not around parking. I mean, I'm in and out of here a lot. Whenever I see a elderly woman have to park over in the Redbud parking lot and hobble over to the post office, and there's 3 deputies' cars sitting in front of the post office. I don't like it. It's not right, so.
Well,
We also have employees from businesses. Now Manville,
Yeah,
parking or they'll park there at 6:30 and be there all day. Right out of here out front 5 a week.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
are great
coffee shop.
offices that do that too.
they don't have parking, though. We provide parking for our employees in a parking lot across the street. Those businesses don't have an option. They're providing revenue for our county and our town. I think we need to be a little bit lenient on them.
yeah, let's just ask the officers or the elected officials to ask their employees to park
Yeah,
in the back. And then if it becomes a bigger problem, we can always force it, but I'd rather handle the lowest level first.
Virgil is having the signs updated or like reprinted to go over on the handicap parking in the horseshoe. Maybe I can ask him to do the 2 to 5 hour or 2 to 3 hour parking around the courthouse as well. I know that we have signs, they're just faded.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt, especially this whole front area, probably just 2 hour parking.
is that something we enforce or the city of Chandler? City of Chandler's the one that enforces that, right?
Yeah.
We've gotten 911 calls, people parking too long in parking spaces,
Yeah,
wanting us to come to vehicles.
yeah.
Yeah, we just have to kindly advise them that's public parking. So, there's no rules and regulations.
Well, I guess you can always hire a meter maid. What do you put meters up?
Yeah, I don't wanna charge them to park there, I want them to have a place to park. Want to provide them one,
I don't know, Oklahoma County charges you.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know, something I hear a lot, so bringing it to you guys.
Sure.
Someone who's had go courthouses in other counties, it is kind of aggravating when you're driving around and you have an appointment to get there and you can't find the spot, so that's this. And I know Tasha and I walked across the street a lot when we first started here, and probably Christie also walked across the street to come to work so that people would have parking areas.
I'm okay with that too.
And there's gonna be exceptions, and I mean, if you have an employee that has a bad foot, broke, wearing a boot or whatever, needs some help. And I'm willing to donate my spot to anybody if they need it, if somebody's having trouble. I mean, I don't have to have that spot. So if any of y'all's people ever need one.
It took me 2 months to find out I had a spot.
Yeah.
I was walking across the street.
So there's the parking lot, the bank annex parking lot, and then the parking lot to the south of that. Both of those are open, just first come, first serve on the parking for all offices. And
That's the way it is right now, and I was gonna ask you guys in the elected officials meeting, do y'all want to designate like your first deputies
I was
parking?
just thinking that might be a nice little benefit to being the first deputy, is to have a.
Y'all can think about it, talk about it, we can go over that and
let's
elected.
talk about it. Well, I'll try and get a special, elected official meeting planned this, week. I know I've been saying that, I've just got a lot on my plate right now, but I will try and do that this week and we can sit down and talk about it.
And I would also like to entertain the whole south or west side of the jail being the sheriff's.
Yeah, we put signs up so deputies.
Yeah. I mean, that,
I have 2 of those west ones. And we talked about that before, where, one time I went out and got in my car and a gentleman joined me on the passenger side. When I unlocked my car and, then one time, cause we leave sometime after dark and Julie had to park in one of the off sites and there was a guy out in the bushes and stuff. And, so y'all said you didn't have a problem with us having 2 of those reserved spots. That's on the west side.
Yeah.
There by the sheriff's. I mean, I just, because, tomorrow I'll be here before daylight and I'll leave after dark.
yeah,
So, just for my own safety, I don't think I could outrun a bad guy.
yeah.
That's fine. All right, sounds good. Whatever you guys decide in the like official meetings, you'll be good with. All right, so we got requesting receiving inventory officers for the county clerk's office. Cause their office is about to be empty, they're just getting prepared. Everybody's having a surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was like getting repaired. Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, so we wanna approve a forfeiture of cash deposit for mechanics liens. 15.2, 23, and 15.4.
So we have 3 mechanic liens that were filed in 2015, and they were released by a cash bond. And it never went through court, they never got the money back. So we notified them back in May and gave them 90 days to claim the money. And it's been after the 5 years, so statute says that it gets deposited along with the interest into the general fund.
Okay. So. What's the difference between the three?
It was 3 separate mechanic liens.
Alright, so these are three separate totals, not
Yeah.
all together, so we got. $5,500, $6,500 and $13,000.
Plus the interest, so it ends up being over 777.67, and then 65.64, and then 16,132.
Alright. Got a road that can go on.
Law that they don't come back with their funds.
Yeah.
Alright, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
I've never seen 16.
Yeah.
Water sleeves to
Just thinking it felt good.
I'm still good and I have sleeves on.
Alright, donation resolution for District 3. Piece of. There's an 890 road that had never been maintained, but there's an oil lease back there, and then there's a guy that wanted to build a house in the back, and they donated some money, total of $2,000 to. Give us the mow it for the rock on it.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty good. I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Good transfer. A transfer of appropriations for the,
For the community.
yeah. It would have been a temporary transfer of funds.
And then we have a use tax resolution for District 3 and 3 reimbursement. This is that greater than this. So I'll wind up paying $1,759 out of my M&O. Cover that 10%
The 10%.
of the insurance. For the deductible fund.
Oh, okay.
10% of the insurance claim goes back into the general and the deductible.
Deductible reimbursement.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to get it fixed? Yeah.
We got it back, they replaced. Surprised they didn't total it, but they replaced. Piece of electronic. Batteries, I mean,
What
time was that going
around the curve?
Yeah.
That's what I was just
Keep
thinking.
looking at find a way to keep that from happening,
right,
ground them somehow, but. Yeah, make a motion to approve the use tax resolution.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Uh,
But I'm begging for money. Huh? Well, it's out, it is again. My John Deere 310. Lost the transmission. We're not sure how or why, so I'm asking Richie up here. My father used to work for
Yeah,
John Deere, he's doing the work for half the price John Deere was.
yeah,
But once he's done taking it all apart and putting it all back together, as far as what happens, make sure what I say. Back 3 years or something like that, so it doesn't come with it, but it's. A little more than I can afford, especially right now, my money kept home, so it's, I'm asking for 30,000, it should be about 25. I'm asking for 30 for incidents. Out of use tax.
I'm still lost on this one. It was a use tax resolution
So
to pay the,
originally. I asked for. A use tax resolution that would be reimbursed by. Our check from our insurance. So I could go ahead and get the grader, get everything moved.
yeah,
We got the check. And everything's been reimbursed.
Okay.
But now I have to pay that extra month.
okay,
It's kind of confusing because we took it out of use tax instead
Yeah.
of, hundred gas and.
Just to get the ball rolling.
so that's just reimbursing the use tax with the
Right,
insurance check, okay,
exactly.
okay. Good. Make the most to approve it.
Keeping business, right?
Second,
All there, share.
go ahead.
You've been awful lot today, yeah, so.
We're scared, trying to turn over and then leave.
And we got a notice agreement for Windstream public right away.
Yes, it looks like there was an assignment from Windstream, and it's just, they're just informing us for the right of ways.
I just wanna make sure no data center stuff gets past us. And that's not data center, but, it's communication and has to do with right of way, so I wanted to let y'all. Kind of give you a,
Windstream is changing, because they're changing everything
yeah,
to Kinetic, and so it's just going Windstream to Kinetic, the same company.
Just changing names.
yep,
Change the names on right away.
Okay.
So we'll go real action there. Discussion possible action regarding updated emergency supplies for the courthouse.
Alicia.
and let's see.
Number 22.
So we talked about that whenever we had a gentleman, out in the lobby, but I think,
As far as AV.
yeah, and I think that, we need better first aid kits that's more for, we've got all the meds and the wraps and everything, but, I'm trying to remember, I was at a CODA conference last year, I think, and they had really nice first aid kits. So I want to look into getting something that's a little more, um, like emergency.
You want a little bit like a trauma kit.
Trauma kit, yes, thank you. And so I will get that information and bring it to a meeting.
Maybe that Virgil. Virgil's got his emergency. Account that he can, his safety account, that's where all the AVs came from and everything, so yeah, there's no reason you can't just buy them.
Okay,
Are elected officials CPR certified?
I'm gonna ask what kind of liability it would put on us to have a trauma kit and no one know how to use it.
That's what I was just thinking, like, maybe that's something we can do. I can get in touch with, I know I'm not safety and I know I'm not in charge of emergency class, but I can get in touch with somebody that can set up a CPR class for those interested.
I
Yeah,
think
I
we
do a
need to have
CPR
it.
class once every year or two at my shop. Everybody comes.
We need to do something, as far as training goes and
I
everything.
mean, I think if you've never given CPR, when you do give CPR, you will find out how big of a workout it is. It is
Absolutely.
definitely very taxing on your body. Obviously, on the body you're giving CPR to, but I don't think people realize
Yeah, it's work.
it is,
The intensity of it.
yeah. AEDs, obviously are essential. And if you don't know how to use one, I mean, I can walk you through it, obviously, but
Yeah,
I think everybody needs to use those.
yeah.
We need to do upgraded training, for the county, for all of the employees, CPR training, we need to get all of that done. Um,
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
figure that out.
Yeah, I can.
between you and,
CPR is free through American Red Cross for the courthouse, so we can have them come in a couple times.
okay,
And then whatever else.
Okay.
Get the deputies that are sitting at the front gate there, like a first responder type, like that, yeah. Trauma, going bad, and teach you how to use it, yeah. Stuff anybody cared.
We did order a backup, battery pad kit or backup pad kit because we have to replace those every time you use them.
Yeah.
And we also got him a mobile one for his truck when he goes out. For the wrecks and stuff.
All right. Well, anything else on that? Then we'll go to resolution accepting reimbursement funds from FEMA for March. One fire incident near Chandler.
We never know that in full action. Can you even reimburse us? I've only heard of them.
That was actually
Yeah, this one was pretty fast, because this was an F9, this wasn't an actual disaster declaration, like the 47,000 you guys got last year, 48,000, that was from a declared disaster. This is for FMAX, which is Fire Management Assistance Grant. So, this is just reimbursing the fire departments that participated in the Chandler fire. So we had two FMAX that day on March 14th, we had the Chandler fire, and I call it the Merrick fire. It was actually a fire that, went under Logan County. We haven't received the funds on that one yet, but this one is for the Chandler fire to reimburse those fire departments. To give them their money back for that fire. So,
so the way, this, chart of accounts and the standard operating procedures, once it's done, is set up an FMAG account and put the money that Charlotte used that she's getting reimbursed into the account that it came out of, and all of the other funds will be put into the FMAG account. And then we will issue checks to the fire department, so it's not sales tax money. The checks will actually go out to the fire department.
And you get $77 of it.
yeah, all I got was $77 of it. And so,
There's some pretty good reimbursements there, though. That's pretty good.
yeah, I think the paperwork to turn on that one is about 2 or 3 of Amy's notebooks. And I got 77.
Should have put an administrative fee in there, huh?
Well, some of the fire departments did bring that up, that they were allowed to do that, and they wanted to. That they were allowed to pay emergency management administrative fees when we file paperwork for them, because they also saw that total and were like, what? So, but I just do this for a job.
Yeah, they're tough.
That's a ream of paper.
Yeah, that's, somebody else said that too, we use more paper, or the paper amount that emergency management did to get them that money cost us more. It is definitely It is what it is. We'll just say that.
It's not nice even to go back work doing, back work.
Okay. They wanted to ask.
Lee, this will be set up in
I don't know, I've got so much on my plate.
They can
Uh,
the donation back.
the $77 reimbursement for,
Can we just put
Charlotte
the
is going
donation
back
account?
into the fund that she pays out of.
Cause we usually
All
use
the
the donation
checks for
account.
fire
to pay for
departments
them
will
to
be
have
issued
food
from
and
the
stuff
F
next
bank
thing.
account.
Sure.
At Red Cross.
Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
I'll take
All in favor, say aye.
Okay, I appreciate it.
That's good. And then which minutes, then. They're not, that's right, it's local grade for emergency management performance plan.
Yes, so this is the state and local agreement that is usually signed when we get EMPG. Now, mind you, EMPG went out really late this year and all the stipulations changed, but the contract for state and local agreement is the same. It's just saying that you are going to allow me to do the quarterly reports and turn in all the paperwork to OEM so that they can reimburse us that money. I got my approval letter based on stipulations. We have to have a program with the ability to carry out post project, which we do. I did bring certifications for each one of my Swift water techs. If you wanted to see those, there's quite a few guys that can serve on our team. And then I also got with Tyler and said I need a breakdown, like not an organizational chart, not like a 207, but something that would show me like, okay, so if you guys went on deployment, who's in charge, who's my safety, who's gonna be on the team, all of that. And then the next one was that we are NIMS compliant, which we are. And I filled out those documents to the state office and turned those in. That it would be a 50% cost share, which you guys were already aware whenever I applied for the grant. And then under Title 63, emergency management directors have a list of training that we're obligated to complete in order to be emergency management director, which I also have all of those trainings all too, and I bought those if you wanted to see those kids, but. So according to their stipulations, pending approval, we meet all requirements and we just need a state and local agreement to be signed.
Okay.
And I am asking, we'll go into that next time, or on the next
The
one.
next one, yeah, that's fine.
Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Else, Mr. Lee on that one. All right, keep going.
Okay, so, let's start with floodplains. Last meeting, I brought two different floodplain, issues to the table. One Marlon was already aware of, and then another one that was in, District 3 and 1070 is a concrete company. So I've been with the state on that one and they just need to do a no rise certificate because I found their coal mining certificates and their original floodplain. And the only thing that we could change about this to keep them, it's not so much in compliance, but just keep us in the know is to have them do a floodplain application, but not charge them every year so we can keep the information up to date. And then have them do a no rise certificate since they're putting concrete by the North Canadian River. So I've been going back and forth with the state on that one, and that's the next course is just to give them a no rise certificate. On your floodplain, Mr. Grubbs, I did go out to the property and I viewed the property from 177 and from 880 Road. You can see that there was something done to the land, but you can't see what was done to the land from 177, and it is a locked gate. So I went to 880 and viewed the property from somebody else's. I didn't go onto the properties, but
Yeah.
from one property to the next, you can see it. I did take pictures, but I don't have them, but I can send them to you if I haven't already. But you can see that there has been disturbance on the land.
Yeah.
You can't see what disturbance it is. The land is for sale. So I emailed the broker on the for sale sign, which happens to be the owner of the property, and he will not email me back. So, I do need them to fill out a floodplain application since they already did the work, but I also need them to stipulate what dam was installed and what exactly was done, and I can't do that without the floodplain application. So,
Can you file it with the drone?
I did talk to Stacy about this, because it is considered private property, and usually we don't fly drones, unless there's public cause to do so. I can, if you want me to. But
Could you stay on a neighboring property but get to the fence line? And
I
get
could
it up high
probably
enough to-
stay on the county road to do it. And still see what's going on, but as far as,
Why are we not wanting to fly over it? Just.
civil rights violation,
Is it done?
it would,
Is it
For-
because it's government?
yes. So, that's where our
If
discussion
you
is.
try to reach out to the owner, I can do that too.
Okay,
Do you wanna send that to me?
yes, I can do that.
Alright, so floodplain question. Anytime there's work in the floodplain, can we make it mandatory that they post their permits at the work zone?
Yes, you can do that.
Even if it's not a permit that we produce,
Oh,
if the state gives them one that
Yes.
supersedes us, we can require it?
yes, if OWRB does one for them, we can ask them to do that as well. So,
I think we should.
yeah, like, well, and these two wouldn't have come across my desk if there wasn't complaints
Right.
from neighbors.
Exactly.
So that's the problem, like, we could have already had all of this done and fixed before the work began, but. I guess people believe since it's Lincoln County and it's private property and there's no zoning, they don't think, well, floodplain, so. And that is the only one that we have,
Right.
but. I don't think the general public thinks that whenever they're doing something to their land.
Right.
So we don't know for sure that he's done anything wrong except didn't get a permit.
Yes. That's the only thing he's done wrong, is didn't get a permit.
So you disturbed it, didn't necessarily haul anything in.
Well, yeah, that I know of. Communication would be beautiful, and that's all I need him to do is tell me. Yeah, this is what I did. Oh, okay, well, you fall within those, what, can you sign this for me?
If he has hauled something in, then what?
He'll have to have a no rise certificate.
From you or the state, or who enforces?
The state, well, it'd be a no rise certificate from me through the state.
And we did find that there is some enforcement on the county side through the regulations, and it's a misdemeanor if they don't. comply with the
$500.
floodplain regulations,
Yes,
What is that? What is the
that
enforcement?
they can be charged with a misdemeanor
for not complying with
for not
floodplain.
complying with them.
Just ticketed.
And, but also too, you bring in fill from, another property onto a property that has floodplain and you don't notify FEMA and don't do an LOMR, which is a, amendment to their floodplain mapping, then that can also be a FEMA violation. So it just snowballs from
Yeah.
county to state to
Mhm.
federal.
Then if your neighbors know you did it and it floods them out, then they can
Then, yes.
probably come back on you on a civil suit.
Civil suit, well, and that's also something we discussed in links too, is the civil suit part of all of it. So.
Yeah, because most people don't realize, they just assume that the county has authority if somebody's diverting water, but unless it affects the roads, then there's really no enforcement, because it's just private property on both sides.
Yeah.
So it would require a civil suit between the two.
Right.
Now, if it floods out a road, then the county can get involved and try to get an injunction or try to get some things done on that way. But if it doesn't, then there's really not anything to do.
Right. Okay.
That's where we are, I'm just telling you, there's so much to do with floodplain that you don't realize it until you have to deal with floodplain.
Yeah.
So, and it's a lot, and yeah, it's quite a bit, and
Yeah, ever since they did away with floodplain board.
it's, I always say floodplain could definitely be a full-time separate. It's a lot. But anyway, so that's what I have on floodplain on both of those right now. Also, I did submit my DEQ environmental review on the floodplain for our new building. So I guess that kind of goes for both. And they advised, DEQ did advise, through the environmental review, that anything that we did to the building and, according to what we are doing to the building is not gonna have any impact. So that's been submitted to the state, so I can now request my reimbursement for that grant.
Okay.
So that'll be going in this week for that, for the building, so it'll be 150,000 back to the county. And then
You
as soon
set that
as,
up in use tax, right?
yes, and then as soon as the state and local agreement goes in, it's about a 6 to 8 week turnaround for us to receive the equipment that we got for EMPG, and once I submit that, it'll be 18,000 back to the county for that too. So hopefully by the end of the year, we will all have received approximately 168,000 back to the county on EM's behalf. And we moved into our office on Saturday.
You did get moved in?
We did majority. There's
Good.
very little stuff left at our old building, but we did do a 30-day notice until the end of September, just in case, like, there's anything we need to repair at the older building. We're not scrambling to try to get it done while we're still doing stuff at this one. My office is a mess, so please don't come look at it yet. And just give me a second to get everything together.
Well, what else do you need to do?
West side ceiling and west side flooring, which obviously is a separate thing. East side ceiling is the last thing on the east side of the building we need done, and it's getting done this week.
Okay.
Should be done, well, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be done tomorrow. It should be done this week. He's starting it tomorrow. He doesn't take very long to do it, so. And I think that's,
That'll be good.
other than fires, which
Right.
fires are fun.
Was there a ticket or did somebody go to jail on the one?
So the Kendrick fire at 840 and 3580, to the north, yes. She was ticketed for arson, burning within a burn ban, and trespassing.
Wow.
And that one was, I don't know, did I show you pictures from that one? The flames got significantly high on that fire. Quite.
Yeah, it's like the burns during fires.
Depends, what we're doing as far as our roles and, wind speed is a big factor, especially with the height of the flames. Let's see here. So there's one, and this is just from me and from the front of my truck. That's how close we were
Yeah.
to it. Yeah, it's nothing at all for it to, and it jumped the road pretty fast on that fire from east to west.
What was
So-
what you doing?
Burning, I'm sorry, she was living in a type of school bus. On the northwest side of the pond on her father's property, and there were a significant amount of tires there. She lit a campfire, I'm sorry, she says she didn't light a campfire. There was a campfire that caught the tires on fire. And then from there, it was a east to west wind and it just took off. So. It was good coordination between fire departments and law enforcement that day, so.
What about the hazard mitigation plan?
Hazard mitigation is with our author, and I think the last piece of evidence she wanted to add to it was high heat days and indexes. So she had to get with NOAA, which I tried to get it with NOAA to get that information, and that's it.
So we're getting pretty close.
Oh, yeah, they just have a new person doing hazard mitigation plans now in state office, and it's not been very encouraging according to other emergency management directors on getting their support.
And is that supposed to be updated every 5 years?
And she's had mine for 2
Since you've been here, right?
since I took over the writing of it, yeah. Yep, and it's been, I think this is my third contact individual with state office to approve my hazard mitigation plan.
Yeah.
So that's, I feel like every time we get somebody new in the state
Yeah.
office, I have to start all over again
Yeah.
and start all over again. So. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that document is approximately 400 pages long.
Yeah.
And when they send it back to me, you have to go through 400 pages. So
So to update it, will it just be changes that have to be updated, or will it be a whole new plan every 5 years?
It usually it's just changes. Now, if your whole department changes, then yeah, you're gonna wanna do it all over again. So. 'Cause usually if you can get it approved and submitted. By, by FEMA standards, then you're good. Just go through. It's like our emergency operations plan for the county. I just go through the changes that's needed. So.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, let's move on. Thank you very much. Unless somebody else has a question. All right, you guys have any, want to talk about any minutes we may have received?
Did we send the fair board minutes? Okay, yes, that's all we got.
All right, e-card payment approval.
I thought.
Jasper's spending on
Yeah,
That's those AEDs.
the what?
We bought two AEDs, one for OSU and one for the fairgrounds, and then a mobile one for Virgil. Which came in handy because we was able to throw it in the box while we were waiting on pads to be replaced.
And they are expensive.
Mhm.
but they do save lives.
Chandler Fire said that they did save that guy's life that day.
Mhm.
Thank you.
He made it to Oklahoma City and went straight in surgery for a heart blockage.
That was a very active day.
Very.
Yeah, no kidding. That book out Thomas. And we had those little monsters that cause wreak havoc, they don't know what to call it. Called over Chandler that day, I guess.
Definitely did.
It's still brutal. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we got monthly reports.
Yes.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. And we're beat Stroud this time.
I think they've been beating them. So I think they've been beating them. They've been out drinking Stroud.
It's been rough for them.
Wow. It's stressed. I was gonna say, do you ever clean of them?
We go
Yeah.
What?
We're getting ready for the rival team.
Oh, yeah.
Like checks, like hanging a big poster in the street. They let him do pictures of cheerleaders.
There's any plans or anything in there?
No.
Oh.
Aaron. He's loving it so much.
So, all right, we have transfers.
Yes. He wants me to give him a tiger bag. I was like, a tiger bag, and he's like, yeah, I'll put candy in it when I go to games. And I'm like. Oh, I told you.
Yeah,
Cute, but
maybe you could do like.
that's very,
Yeah.
he's embraced enough.
Oh, what if you did stickers?
I could do tigers.
Like how big and massive.
Wants to put on a show. He's gonna be the favorite.
He does.
He did, yeah, he was dancing around and loving it.
We did our blue hat assembly and they announced him and the other two didn't really do anything. He stood there and like pumped the crowd up to every conference. So
He was so cute.
Taking it serious.
He's very serious.
I love
We
it.
probably didn't get out of there, and or we got out of there late because like all these little kids kept coming up to him. Take my picture. They take a picture with now. And this one little baby just loved him. Kept playing with his tiger gun. Weird. He's like, "Did I be good, mama?" And I was like,
We all signed up. We all three signed up.
"Yeah."
Got the birthday parties.
Well, that's what we did for his birthday. Not this summer, but last summer when he got into mascot.
We on top of those
Then
too.
we got reached out to all these high schools and they're like, hey, your mascot's available. You can come to the party, and he lost.
Oh.
When they all walked in, he was like, I mean, this is top one day too, guys. And of course, here we are, and he's a mascot now.
Yep.
So cute. Yeah, he's adorable.
I think the last Chandler mascot went on to college to be a college mascot.
Yeah,
So do you
one
have-
Sprouts did too.
He would love. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Cause I got one that wants to be a cheerleader in college.
Jasmine used to talk about being a cheerleader, but now all she wants to do is play softball.
Probably cheaper.
Yes.
Oh. I just thought that back for Pager and she was like, she
Needs.
thank God, I just don't see me in buy it.
Motion to approve as to the needs.
Second it.
Well, all in favor, say aye.
Alright.
All right.
Could be your. He's got coats, but they put the claws on him yesterday. He's just a little too big for him, and they have the feet on him. And when he was walking, it's like little toes. And I was like, oh, baby, but he was trying to grab stuff off us. He got irritated, he just took them off, and all you see him is to throw them down. But he was fine. I got him two little fans. He was good.
Imagine.
His little face was just.
Oh, I got ahead of you.
To get that done.
Get that in the minutes. We have blankets.
What's the proof blankets?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Emergency management got a $10,000 donation.
It was their South Bow donation,
Donation for,
equipment for the trailer.
for emergency, yeah, for emergency disaster response or something. I can't remember the wording, but yes, that.
You skipped the last three.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You wanna get done before him? Like, yeah, yeah.
Where these come from? Yeah, babies.
Well, I gotta strike out the minutes.
Yeah. Hope so.
Mine are straight.
Thank you.
It's.
Marathon.
Thank you.
We'll call things, I guess. Wanna make motion on these?
Make a motion, you can ask for a motion.
I'm asking.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve payroll affidavits.
I'll say,
All right, no one better say aye.
now I'm back to being last again.
Yeah,
I'm always last.
I vote, no, I don't have to sign them, so maybe I should have just voted no.
You already said A. I already gotcha.
I can change my vote.
Are you sure about that?
The Davey's here, can he change his mind?
On today, too. You know, I'm gonna have you on today, too.
Oh, yeah, I can't confident.
And on the EMPT grant, you and Tyler both as contacts appointed by the.
I have him already listed on there, so you can
Okay.
just leave that one as is.
Okay.
I have him listed as the, if you can't get ahold of Charlotte, get ahold of him, and then he gets me.
We see me email that submitting the comp screen.
Yes, I'll do that as soon as I get over here. I was gonna do it this morning as soon as I got here, but. I didn't.
Monday morning now.
Yeah. Mhm. Marlon, you didn't win.
Strike the minutes again.
Did you say?
Strike the minutes again. You're not so fast.
I just got this pin out of my drawer and I think it's already almost out of ink.
What's it so small worse?
Does she get paid overtime?
Did Dina Joe get paid overtime?
Does Tina Joe get paid overtime or every time?
Overtime.
No.
Oh. She was never paid her vacation. That's why it's extra this month. So when she went from being the secretary,
That would have been last.
over last month,
No, it'd have been last year.
she never was paid. So when she moved in that position,
Mhm.
she was told that none of that counts anymore, she can't have it. I told her, I said, that's not right, because that's your vacation, you earned it while you were an hourly employee. You need to put it in, so that's what that is. But that's why she got extra. I had her go over, take all her documentation to Melanie and make sure everything was good, and I said, we'll only pay you what we can document. Yeah. And so Melanie signed up on it, so.
You're smiling, Will.
I was just making sure my name was on all those before you passed them on to somebody.
Probably I would.
It probably is, yeah. The next 10 years, it only gets worse.
Yeah.
So we only have, what, one office that doesn't use CalPro for payroll? Is that right? At the treasury,
The fire departments don't use Kelpro,
but we don't pay them on payroll.
you know. Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking of requisitions, what was your question again?
Payroll, we only have use of one that doesn't do it electronically right now, right? That is treasurer.
On
She just doesn't use the newest form.
she uses the old form, yeah, and most everybody has transitioned to the new form.
But it's all tracked and there. Is there any reason we can't do payroll electronically?
Can't, say it again,
Is there any reason we can't do payroll electronically?
I don't think so,
You don't mind looking into it?
okay. I can do that.
That made me sign the affidavits.
Or we should be.
I don't know if they have that option on Kelpro, but I will check into it, there's. We have a time clock in our office, so we can do our claims. On there and affidavits and everything.
I think there's a payroll to our time clock, isn't there?
I think so. It'll print the claim from there.
Yeah.
So, I'll find an option to do it just like we did the purchase orders.
We'll just see if we can. That's less paper.
Yes. And we've got a lot of paper.
All right,
That paper, I want to fill.
payroll? Yeah, the lot.
Make sure that missing signatures, I think I've already reversed.
Make a motion to approve.
I was gonna check and make sure they didn't.
Oh,
miss their
okay.
signatures while I was still.
Thank you. I'll let you have a packet.
There's a few we didn't get, cause I just got them.
Oh, okay.
So there is some that you need to do.
Here's the clip for the claims. Sorry, I didn't mean to chuck it at you, so.
Okay.
All done.
Yeah, those are all.
Do we have any road crossings?
Yes,
We do.
just one.
It's the one from.
Oh, yes, it is.
Jack. Still one coil company, this is in District One.
Motion to approve it, where we gave them a.
Was it so long for you to receive it?
Yeah.
I'll second that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alright.
Well, contract. A motion for claim?
You made a motion?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. You're the only one besides road crossing, aren't you?
That one down.
Right, I want to.
Do we have both fiscal years on this one too?
There's other people I could use names.
I don't, I'm not sure, I'm so sorry.
Check real quick. Both years.
I'm sorry?
You have both years.
All right.
Maybe this one.
If you were,
My sink was turned upside down.
oh no.
Needed glue dot in, keep it in place.
Yeah,
I wonder how many I did that on. Looks good.
I always look at the picture to make sure I'm holding it the right way.
Well,
I always look to make sure I'm holding it the right way.
yeah, I sometimes do and sometimes I forget.
I just got to leave that.
Oh, man.
Like cartoonize it and then make stickers, like custom stickers of him.
That's
That'd be fun.
Oh, there's one of them, the team or the squad. He's so cute.
Oh.
Living his best life. So cute.
We'll do it again.
You have a backup generator, that you do it?
Nope, that's a discussion we've had. I say we, as in he,
What I was thinking was, what's the cost on 3 different projects, looks the backup generator? Turning your EOC into a safe home? Whether it's whatever it needs to be, whether it's steel or concrete,
okay.
and then, of course, doing the classroom.
Classroom shouldn't be too much, cause the only thing we're waiting on is. Well, that's kind of, I had this discussion with Marlon, we have 2 HVAC quotes for the west side. And we've reached out to numerous companies to get that 3rd one. I haven't got a response back from anyone. But that's the only thing we're waiting on the west side, the classroom should be done,
Okay.
or will be done, as part of everything that we've already spent.
Sure, okay.
It's just very frustrating trying to get that last quote.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't wanna quote it.
A lot of people are saying it's just because it's the middle of the summer, it's heat, and they don't have the time.
Good time.
Yeah,
They're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Doing maintenance. and- Yeah.
so we have the 2, and we've reached out to 4 other companies. One said they weren't coming down as far to do work. One said 2 actually said it probably won't be until fall before they can actually get to anything anyway. And then one that hasn't responded, period. So. I don't know what to do.
I guess maybe wait till fall. I mean, you're not needing that right now on that side. You got yours installed though, right? The main, work
Mhm.
you guys are working?
We have a class coming in next month, and then we have one in October. That are scheduled,
Okay,
so. It would be nice to have it at our building if we could, but
but if not, you know, we're going to OSU. Pretty nice, you know,
It's gonna have a, ribbon cutting.
mhm, we can do that.
You have two quotes?
2 quotes, and we've reached out to. A company out of Perkins that isn't coming down here. We've reached out to one more here in Chandler who. Said he was gonna get me a quote last week and I didn't receive one, but he was one of the ones that said he couldn't get to it till fall anyway. One out of DQ. That hasn't sent one over, and then one out of Hera who hasn't responded. On top of the 2 that we already have. So I mean, there's quite a few people who come in to look at HVAC. But that's the only thing that we're waiting on is that last one. And then east and west side will both be done. I say done. The people that are working on the west side will be all lined up and then they can start that and be done with it. The east side is almost done.
You have to have it inspected by the fire marshal when you get done. If they made it, unless you get a Knox box.
I mean, we can get a Knox box or something.
That's been another issue out at OSU. Every time the electric goes off, they have to, like they call Virgil, Wayans, Sharon and Cody until someone answers to confirm there's not a fire. Because, there's not a backup generator or anything out there. Either.
Cause they're all listed as key holders for fire one. Yeah. That's standard. Unfortunately.
But it's only going off because there's no electricity out yet.
there's not a backup like an ups for the,
They do have an ups, but it's exceeding that most of the time when it does go off. There for like a week, their so COTC had a hornet's nest in one of their buildings and they were losing power for internet for 3 or 4 hours a day every single morning. And it, it notifies me because the door system goes down. But I guess they got their hornet's nest resolved.
So ours goes off at the tower. Whenever the power, or we have power failure. And
Oh,
it's
y'all fired. Oh, nothing.
fire suppression, yeah, so like, it'll go off, but it was because of frogs.
Oh.
And if they go, and if, like, we had one that got inside of, the mini split, and we got a notification that the mini split wasn't working, which would cause all the equipment in the building, and obviously to overheat. It was because a frog got inside the generator, and then inside of the mini split, and so we were getting fire suppression, notifications and for the mini split. They're just everywhere out there. I'm like, frogs of all things. I mean, I'm thankful it wasn't, like a snake or something like that.
Yeah.
Cause I know if a snake got in there, I'd be one of them.
frogs, it's a plague.
If that were the case, Lee, here's my notice. Nobody did any bad juju. Can you imagine? Being in charge of all that? Nope. I'm out.
Any new business?
I'll tell y'all, I think the asphalt company did a really good job over there on the parking lot. And he said he is very interested in doing patches. If we need patches done, they'll bring their machine and just it's long enough footage, so. I wanna see what he's gonna charge.
Yeah.
And if we haul it to him and. He lays it down,
Is it there?
yeah.
It's Bailey's isn't cooking asphalt anymore with the offer. That's the other.
Yeah.
Where's that company out of?
That's going.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah,
I thought when H&H was sent, let's see, what's the name of the company?
it's like 336 paving or something like that.
Okay.
It's 336 is Kansas, I think, that their area comes from.
Okay.
But he did a good job and tied everything in really good, I thought. That's all I got. Oh, I did want to say, or ask, the money I got for the bridge, I let Advanced Steel do a little bit more than I initially wanted to because it was just so hot. I didn't really want my crew trying to be out there in 107 welding. I just thought it was a little bit of a risk for us. But I did finish it, and I mean, he's not gonna do any more, we're gonna finish it. Are y'all okay with me reimbursing myself any of that money? It was gonna cost him about 25,000 to finish. I think we can do it with about $5,000 of our labor. Can I have some of that 105 money to keep whenever I would give everything else back for my reimbursement?
Easiest thing to do is to show your fuel and payroll costs and things
Yeah.
like that, and then, ask for how much.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, cause you can do that on 105 accounts.
Okay.
We,
I want to give back as much as I can, but I also would like to keep my expenses out of it.
right,
So,
Just document your expenses.
okay,
yeah, I've done that before, recoup fuel, tractor time, we use FEMA rates.
yeah,
And was able to recoup some of the on that.
okay. All right. That's all my questions. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Discussion on that?
Yeah.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye, thank you guys for a good meeting.